So, Harry and Meghan have made sure they were spotted at Beyonce's concert a couple nights ago. Whether you think the videos and photos taken were staged or not, it's more than obvious that Harry was having the time of his life. And so many media outlets saying that they were at a VIP box when, well, they were not. And thanks to Sabira Lon on Twitter, who shut up the sausage squad again. The seats occupied by the Haricles were a moderate amount for Z-listers and ex-royals, but the ones for A-listers right next to the stage have been selling for 25 grand each. So that's what you have to pay to brush shoulders with the Hollywood elite. So you are going to tell me that the Montecito millionaires didn't have 50K to spare or 75, including Doria? Welcome back, my 151 Royal Rogues, plus the close to 1 million who haven't subscribed yet. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And we need to go back to that image of Harry living his best life at the Beyonce concert next to Methane and Doria because somehow you can't leave your mother in law at home, I guess, for representation reasons. Now, it's a night and day when we see Harry watching Messi play for Miami against the Los Angeles Football Club all by himself, of course, and you don't need to be a body language expert to realize the huge difference between his attitude with Meghan and without Meghan. Genuine smiles, excited to be interacting with those around him. This is living his best life a few hours away from home. So much so that he shows these gestures that are pretty much those of a child that is enjoying himself. Now, was it necessary to destroy his relationship with his family so he could have this? And since Meghan went to the Taylor Swift concert, but strangely nobody saw her there, nobody could take pictures, nobody could shoot video, or nobody could confirm her attendance, which pretty much means that she going to that concert never happened. Her PR team has made sure to hunt for every video on TikTok featuring the cringe dance moves of the Montecito morons to serve as proof that they already found freedom, but they need to keep playing into the media side of things. These accounts are making sure that Meghan is seen for what she is. No, not a social climber grifter. No, silly. Seen as a badass independent woman. Because somehow showing some cringe dance moves on sixth row is all the rage nowadays. And no, I'm not going to torture you showing said dance moves. But I'm more than glad to confirm that Megan has been watching my videos because she's using all my body language tips to make herself more visible than she is. And in this case, is that classic elbow projection so everyone gets to see her and all her jewelry in case you are not paying attention to the concert itself, but instead you turn around with your camera to snap pictures of Harry and Meghan. And of course, she had to make herself look bigger since we already know that she was on a land far, far away from the real A-listers, and one of them was her longtime best friend and Lily's godfather, Tyler Perry, right there next to Beyonce. I would love to know how the Sausage Squad spins this narrative, but no. In fact, I'm not interested in that. Because those Megan dance moves are like trying to start a TikTok trend that could be called kicking the wasp's nests. But the real trend that Megan wants to start is a, quote, major new commercial venture. There has been much speculation that it will be a version of Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow's multi-million dollar lifestyle business, which few could deny will be right up her street. It's not Goop, but it is something that is genuine to who she is. Her imminent return to Instagram is surely connected. And not going to lie, I'm eagerly waiting for that comeback because I'm sure it will be a never ending flow of memes for our mutual enjoyment. And at the same time, I cannot help but think how Harry would be thinking of that comeback to Instagram because it would mean even less privacy for him. Well, you get what you deserve, I guess. And speaking about conflicts, there are further unofficial reports that King Charles overruled Prince William to welcome disgraced Prince Andrew to come back into the family. The monarch made it clear to the senior royals that Prince Andrew would not be shut out any longer and suggested William would be the one who drive him to church, sources say. Well, we need to take this with more than a grain of salt. This is from Russell Myers, either way. But I don't know. The way this is written could be misleading because Andrew has not been kicked out of the royal family because you can't leave family, right? It's like Harry. He's still the spare or whatever, but he is still family. What I think instead is that these tabloids want to make something out of nothing and make up that divide between Charles and William. And we got some hot tea from Bart Jack. The wife is deeply embarrassed about dancing photos. Their PR team uses hundreds of misleading accounts representative of their target audience. Well, the good news for Harry and Meghan is that that target audience is not that hard to convince of anything. You will notice their online infantry attempt to praise the dance moves, and this is the huge difference when you release photos that you can control, such as this one, where she can be seen with her hands up in the air, clapping or swatting the imaginary wasps, and whatever video is out there. And it's also a good thing that the seats have been a topic because that's how we get tweets like parody Whitney. Harry was in the most expensive seat. It literally cost him his entire family. Oh, they burn. And talking about King Charles, we got a brand new poll that shows 1 year since Queen Elizabeth II's death, 6 in 10 Britons we should continue to have a monarchy, while 1 in 4 say we should have an elected head of the state. I'd say not exactly solid numbers. I would have expected at least a 7 out of 10 wanted to have a monarchy. So the following months and years are crucial to define the strategy of how the royal family can improve those numbers. But 60% of Britons also have a favorable view of King Charles, and the 3 most popular royals still are Prince William, the Princess Royal, and Catherine, Princess of Wales. So, since we are talking about improving approval of the monarchy, it would make sense to lean into the most popular royals, don't you think? But if we were talking about unpopularity, well, at least Harry is not at the bottom of the barrel. That place still belongs to Prince Andrew. And these days, there have been some outrageous accusations that we are expecting to develop. And it doesn't help that the Prince Andrew files, which, by the way, sounds like an awesome documentary for Netflix, not gonna lie. Well, these files won't be released by Foreign Office until 2065. I mean, I expect to be the royal rogue for a long time, but we are looking at 42 years. So that culture of secrecy surrounding whatever are in those files doesn't help with the image of the royal family. What's in those files, I don't know, regardless if there are shocking revelations or just the template for his teddy bears setup. It's the secrecy that makes this look quite murky. What do you think? My royal rogues, remember that you can download my free 100 battle language tips right in the description of this video, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Much love and bliss.